Hi, this is Liz from Aptico. Welcome to the Aptico Orbit online platform. Thanks for joining me in the third video in the series to get you started with Aptico Orbit. In this video, we're going to look at how to create and refine target audience selections in minutes for immediate use for your campaigns. I'm in the home page right now, and there's two ways in which you can create an audience. From the Create button on the home page or from the Audience panel at the top. I'm going to go straight into Create an Audience from the home page. And the audience here is who I wish to target. So if you can imagine, I'm going to create a mailing file. And this mailing file is all about a travel guide summary. And I'm going to promote tours that we offer to people who have recently booked with us. So we have an exclude and we have an include section. Excluding are the people you don't wish to target in this audience, and include are the people we do. Exclude usually contains contact permissions or preferences or complainers or anyone we don't want to target. And I'm going to use the search data, and for our case I'm going to choose a contact permission of MPS because it is a mailing file, but this is just an example of a contact permission that you could apply. I'm going to click on MPS and I'm going to choose apply. Now usually in an exclude I have multiple attributes that I wish to exclude, and that widens or casts the net wider for the people I don't want to target. Now you have an and and an or node here. The or means that I'm looking for different attributes to exclude, and the and means the people within my selection have to match all of the criteria. So I'm going to choose or in this case. Now it's a tour promotion, and the people who have booked with me and have booked a tour booking are going to go on a slightly different customer journey. So I'm going to make sure that I exclude them from this audience selection. I'm going to type in a relevant attribute, in my case it's tour, and I'm going to choose it. So you can see that it's highlighted tour. Unclassified are new bookings that we haven't yet assigned to a particular type, so I'm going to choose unclassified as well, and I'm going to choose apply, and you can see the description updates for you so you can see what you've selected, and you can build upon it. You can add as many attributes as you want. I'm going to turn my attention to include, and if I click on the search data bar in the include panel, I am now going to actually pick the attributes that are going to be the people, or choose the people I wish to target. So it's all about bookings, and it's recent bookings. So I'm going to choose booking date. I can choose an is or is not, depending on how I want to select the dates. And I can type in which dates if I have specific dates, I can type in them here. I can also use a relative date range, and that's more common. So in this particular case, I'm going to choose people who have made a booking in the last week, and I'm going to choose apply. I also have a tour cycle of around 3 to 6 months. So my tours get refreshed every 6 months or so, and I need to make sure that people are travelling within that time frame. So I'm going to choose the and node, and I'm going to choose travel date. So I can choose different attributes and make sure that they are closely linked together so that I'm talking about the booking that is going at this particular travel date. Again, I'm going to use relative date ranges, and I'm going to choose more because it is a custom rule that I want. And as you can see, there are many ways in which you can select dates. Now for my custom rule, I'm going to choose my next. So I'm going to project forward dates. So people who are travelling in the next 6 months. And that means that they're going to get the most relevant tours to them. So I have my include and my exclude section. You can see I have gross counts for each of the sections, and then at the top I have a net count of the people I'm going to target. Now I'm going to give this a name, and I'm going to call it Travel Summary. Now you can see on the left hand side, this selection is saved automatically. Whenever you make a change, it will save. so you don't need to worry about that. My net count is 157 people. You can choose to apply limits if you wanted to. So we can choose a sample of those 157 to export, or you can choose a top N or a bottom N depending on a particular data set such as recency, frequency or value data. I've only got 157, so I'm not going to add any sampling to this, but the option is there. So I'm going to choose cancel. You can also run a commentary of why you're creating this audience selection, what it's all about. You can copy and paste a campaign brief here that you need to follow, anything that you can choose to add in the brief here. Now I have my 157 people. I need to make sure that they are correct, and I can choose the check panel to do so. Now there are various templates that you can choose. These can be set up by your administrator. Now we're about the people and the bookings in this particular campaign. So I'm going to start with bookings, and I'm going to make sure that my type of my tour and my unclassifieds have been excluded, and you can see through this visualization here that they have. I can use the other templates to make sure that people have been excluded as well. When I'm happy that it is selecting the right people, I can then go on to export, and I'll choose the export panel on the left. Again, I can choose to export a particular format of a file with column headers, and I can set those up beforehand, and I can choose the template that I want. I can rename the columns if I need to, just by overtyping what's there. I can add any user codes on the fly. So for example, an offer code or a campaign code, they can be added to this file, and I can choose to reset them and take them back to default. Once I'm happy with my file has been set up, I can amend the file name at the top if I wanted to. I'm going to leave it as it is. I can choose the output type, and then I can select download. Now, a recent enhancement which is coming is the ability to upload this file to an email service provider. And Aptico integrates with over 20 email service providers, so we will be able to then send this file straight from Orbit to that ESP to then be broadcasted at a later date. So once I'm happy with this download, I'm going to choose export. Now, as I said, it automatically saves your audience, and to navigate back to the particular criteria, you can choose create, or you can go up to the audience panel and you can see that your audience is here. You can also navigate back to home, and you'll find that in my recents, your audience is now present. So thank you for joining me for the audience video. I hope you found it useful and that you can see how easy it is to create an audience selection in the Aptico Orbit online platform. Thank you very much.